Morning, morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Bread for Soul Convos with myself, Sir LSG. This is a pre recorded episode, nonetheless, a very, very special one. To me, at least, I've got on the other side that beautiful smile you just seen is by the legendary Josh Milan. Thank you so much for doing this, brother. How are you?
It's my pleasure, brother. I'm glad to be here. How you doing, man?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you. I mean, like,
Good, good, good.
it's an honor, for me to be hosting someone like you. I'm not only a fan of soulful house music, like I'm in there. I'm in there. That's my thing. And to be chatting to somebody who's contributed so much to the scene, it's
Yeah,
really amazing to have you on the show, brother. So thank you.
the pleasure is all mine, man. We both are fans of the music. We have the same love for it, so we're
Yeah,
the same.
yeah. Um, I wanna just start a bit with saying that I posted a picture of you, but I was actually just asking people on their favorite songs that you have written, that you have worked on. And, I knew, but like in my mind, I'm like, just seeing it again, but like from people mentioning stuff like Acts 2 and 4, Consequences.
Oh yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
we can name like so many. Oh my goodness, there's I Dream a World with Elements of Life.
oh yeah,
There's Your
yeah,
Body,
yeah,
Wish. Oh my goodness, like so
yeah.
it's really really like work on top of work on top of work. But I wanna just unpack it from the beginning, right? As a soul singer in the States and growing up, listening to truly some of the best soulful singers, the world knows. Um, People like Tony Bennett. I know you were introduced to him from a young age by your mom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Very true. Yeah, you did some homework, I see, brother.
I do my homework. But I
Yeah,
wanna,
Tony Bennett, man. Yeah.
yeah. But I really wanna know, like, growing up in an era like that, especially in the States, and you wanting to become this. I'm talking like early stages now of you just being interested in becoming a musician. Have you ever,
Mm.
like, along the years, felt the pressure to kind of live up?
Yeah. Early on when I started, everybody wanted to be a keyboard player. As a matter of fact, in my family, my own family, I'm probably not the best musician in the family. I'm one of the few that did it professionally.
Damn.
So there was always this pressure of getting better and better because all my cousins are amazing, amazing musicians, just crazy with it. So
Mm.
there's always a feeling of wanting to get better, the pressure from the family, but then there's pressure from the music industry as a
Mm.
whole. Everybody wants that great song or that hit record.
Mm.
But it's funny that we're talking about this because I'm an old guy. I'm 51 years old now. And my desire for quality lyrics and quality vocals have grown. I desire more to write better records and great, clever lyrics that make you think.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the records that I hear are not. It doesn't feel like they're going for that same quality. I think quality has changed. Most
Mm-hmm.
people enjoy a hard, solid beat. That
Mm.
they love that, love it. But for me, I'd rather have a drummer. The older I get, I'd rather hear a drummer really with some skill
Mm.
play than a drum machine. Just,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a little different for me now
yeah,
than
yeah.
it was maybe 30, 40 years ago.
I,
I still love it, don't get me wrong.
mm.
But my desire, my taste have grown, have brought.
Mm.
And to answer your question, yes, I felt pressure of trying to get better at what I do.
Yeah.
Still, to this day, I still feel a lot of pressure, which is a good thing. Kind
Mm.
of makes me sharper.
Yeah. No, I feel you. And I think before actually we continue, I think you holding the phone, might mess up this great interview, and I don't want to miss anything
Oh
great,
no!
because it's shaking a bit as you talk. Is there anywhere where you can put it?
Sure, I could try.
Cool,
I
cool, cool.
hope this works.
This is fine. This is cool.
Can you
This
see me?
I can see you perfectly. Let's do it.
All right, good.
Cool, cool. And so I feel you, when you're talking about live instrumentation, especially when it comes to dance music, and taking
Yeah,
it even as far as having a live drama, because I'm the same, like with what I do, with my inspiration coming, a lot of my inspiration coming from Ralph Gum with the way he does his records,
Ralph is
and
awesome.
he's amazing, right? And I found
Yeah,
I found
he
myself,
is.
yeah, yeah, he really is, and I found myself kind of emulating what he does, but in my own way. Um, so I record a lot of live percussion, live strings, live everything,
See,
guitars, horns.
there there's guys like Ralph who takes his production, utilizes the electronics and the synths,
Yes.
and still comes up with something organic and tangible and delicious. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It doesn't sound synthetic at all.
mm, mm.
So I appreciate Ralph because he's very talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, very talented, very talented.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I want to talk about like house. When you started, I mean, you're originally from Brooklyn, but your music career really started in Jersey. But
Yeah,
I want to know, just before you were getting into the house music scene, who were the influencers of the music of the day?
sure. Before I got into house, I was heavily into the gospel church, and I also really enjoyed jazz a great deal. And there's a guy named Thomas Whitfield who was a heavy influence on the style of playing that I try to do anyway. And also Jimmy Smith, who was a jazz organist. He was my hero, for a long time. Jaco Pastorius as a bass player, he was also a big influence on everything I've done up until 1985 when I met Kevin Hedge from Blaze and Chris Herbert from Blaze. Kevin was a DJ who introduced me to house music, period. I didn't know anything about house music. I never heard of house music. My first song I've ever heard was Marshall Jefferson's Move Your Body.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that? Yeah.
The classic,
And it
yeah.
was infectious. Yeah, it was like anthem. I never heard anything like that. And it was repetitive and it was just hypnotizing. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So that was my introduction to house music, Marshall Jefferson's Move Your Body. And since then, I've learned to incorporate the sound of house music into what I was already doing.
mm.
And I came up with a little sound there, you know what I mean? And we started the group Blaze, and everything from there is history.
Well, I wouldn't call it little sound, because from where I'm standing in South Africa, like Blaze was the duo. Like when you talk about
Yeah,
the
man.
duo, I don't know. Do you have an idea of or let me say, I'm sure by now you do, but like during the time of Blaze, did you have an idea of the impact of your music specifically with regards to South Africa?
No, we had no idea. There's no way of us at that time. There was no way of us knowing that there was a audience, in South Africa. We didn't have the internet that we have now.
Mm,
We didn't have any contact with anyone in South Africa. We would have loved to have come and, shared with our family there, but we didn't know. We had no idea.
mm.
If I would have known, I think life would have been different today because we'd have probably traveled more to South Africa and developed some artists there and branched our brand a little more and inclusive with the
Mm,
South African musicians and producers and things.
mm, mm.
But we didn't know. We had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I want to jump a bit like back and forth into things because we are
Sure.
talking about South Africa, and this country, like, I mean, like, I don't know where it comes from because I also was born into it. Oh my goodness, we've got such a dope dance scene. But like, I do feel you. I was speaking to Nick Holder from Canada the other day. He also had like one of some big songs, in South Africa, and
Oh,
he
okay.
never knew about it. Like he was busy touring Europe, busy touring Asia, but like
Yeah.
not South Africa. And man, I think we missed out on some of the best stuff. But I think the best is yet to come. And the reason I say this, right? When
Mm.
I've listened to your writing on Blaze, and that was dope for the time, right? But I've
Yes.
also
Thank
seen,
you.
yeah, but I've also seen like Josh Milan through Elements of Life, and then through your own label on Honeycomb, and the stuff that you've been doing, the work that you've been writing is really really amazing, and it feels like you are a new artist all over again. Like do you
I
feel the same?
I do. I feel like I just started in the music industry the year 2010 because that's when Honeycomb started, and Honeycomb was me becoming a free man, uh, thinking for myself and doing music for myself and doing everything for myself. That was 2010. Prior
Mm.
to that, I had a great run with Blaze. It was awesome. We had a great time, but I wasn't the person that I am today, and I'm much happier with the person that I am today. So musically, yeah, musically, I'm free to do ideas without worrying about anybody else's opinion. This is
Mm.
the first time that I could do whatever I feel like doing,
Mm.
almost with an attitude. But
Yeah.
I'm having such a great ride, and my
Yeah.
partner Adam Cruz, he does a lot of things that afford me the opportunity to do what I do.
Mm.
Having a partner at Honeycomb, it allows me to somebody else is carrying a lot of the weight, and
Mm.
I'm free to be a musician. And now I'm playing with tempos and
Mm.
other genres, R&B. I put out a song recently that I'm rapping on. I'm totally like hip hop. You know what I mean?
Change.
And I'm enjoying it. I'm totally enjoying it. I don't have anything to prove, and I feel good just doing music that I want to do. So I'm not going to stop doing what I've done. I'm just adding new
Mm.
sounds and new features and new artists to
Yeah.
what I do.
Yeah, I love that so much. I love that so. Are you talking
Thank
about the
you.
song Change?
I am talking about the song Change.
Yeah,
Have you
cool.
heard it?
I have. You recently put it up.
What do you think? Did you dislike it?
I think like I mean it's not very close to the stuff that I usually buy from you because I
Oh,
only
it's
buy.
nothing. It's
Yeah,
totally different.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite different, but I like the message too, and putting it out at the time that you put it out. Um,
Right.
yeah, and I think we could actually talk about that because um, we spoke about it before the recording that South Africa and United States similarly, especially with regards to black people, our
Mm.
struggles are similar with regards to oppression. We've seen a new wave, even though the situation has never really changed. In your country, in our country too, the situation has never really changed. It gotten better for a lot of black people in South Africa, but it
Yeah.
hasn't really, let me not say for a lot, because for some black people it has gotten better, but more than 50% of black people in South Africa are living under dire conditions, and it's almost like politicians are forever trying to say, it's been 20 years since democracy, it's been 30 years. Like, what are you waiting for? Are you still talking about the same thing? But we don't really talk about the effects of that stay mentally with us as black people from being oppressed, how we grow up, how we are raised, by our parents who have that there's the very similar thing engraved in their minds. What do you think is the next thing for black Americans? Because I mean, like, at some point I see marches, I see movements, and you feel like, okay, there is some momentum, but then things go back to normal. You know what I mean? But like, where do you see things going with regards to black people in America?
I think I think here in America, black people are amazing, and they have resources and things afforded to them to help us to do these amazing things we do. So we're blessed in that sense. However, we have a very we're giving a very bad deal in that we don't have resources available to us that we deserve. and we're expected to do amazing things, and we don't have the education we need. We don't have the health care that we need, and I think that has a lot to do with the position that we're in. There's mental illness. It's just we're riddled with it, and there's nobody addressing it. What they're doing is jailing us, putting us in prison, and they're not addressing the mental illness that put the person there in the first place. And this is just ongoing, and it's we're putting more situations on top of each other.
Mm,
And black people are now angry. Well, we've been angry,
mm,
but I don't think black people will tolerate much more of the white privilege and the things that we have to deal with
mm,
here in this country. So, man, unfortunately, I see a lot of violence.
mm.
You know, I see a lot of violence coming because I think. Hold on one second. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I think this whole thing is kind of planned. You know, um, I think black people are placed in the situation they're in. Not. I don't think we earned or we put ourselves in this place.
Mm,
I think we were put in this position, and now that spotlight is on, wow, these black people are in this bad position. That they want us to just kind of go along with it and shut up and
mm,
calm down and stop reacting to the racism. But now black people are standing up, and
mm,
it's going to get bad before it gets better.
mm, mm. And I feel,
Tension.
yeah.
It's tension. It's a lot of tension.
Mm. It's the same. I mean, like, I think the plight for black people is the same. It's similar everywhere you go, and it pains me because it feels like, what the hell did we really do? You know what I mean? Like, what did we do to deserve less of human statuses, than other races, when all we've done is actually help other races more than they've helped us. And I feel like, to be, to a certain extent, yes, the systems are there that are putting us in these environments, but I feel like there's also a power that we have within us as black people, as more especially when we unite together more than pull apart. um
That right there, brother, what you just said is the very thing that most white people in America fear the most is when black people get together on one thing. It shakes him to his core, man.
mm,
And but that's been my problem because my people, we have to educate ourselves. We don't have the education that I feel like we really need. We really need to know what happened.
mm,
Why don't we know where we're from? We
mm,
have no idea. You brothers in Africa, you can trace your people to the beginning.
mm,
You know who your great grandfather is.
mm,
Black Americans do not. We
mm,
don't know our people past 1950.
mm,
I have no idea. I don't know where my great grandfather is from. I have no idea. And I have no way of knowing.
mm,
So white people want me to forget that all of that and just take it from here and just move forward.
mm,
And that can't happen. I can't get forward unless I know what happened in the past, so I won't do it again.
true.
So it's a lot of layers of problems we have here in America, and we have a very arrogant fool for a president.
You do. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
and
feel for you.
he's very. He makes me embarrassed to say that I'm from America. I live in America. It's,
mm,
it's a it's when I travel, it's very embarrassing because the first thing they say, "Oh, you Donald Trump." They know
mm,
Donald Trump,
yeah.
and we didn't pick Donald Trump.
mm,
So
yeah,
it's a thing, man.
yeah. I mean, like, we
It's
could
a thing.
we
I just have to stay home with my family
mm,
and focus on my music and stay out of that. Keep my head clear because it'll get to you, man.
it
They're pulling over black people left and right.
mm,
You
mm.
know,
I mean, we see the videos,
going through your car.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying we do see the videos, trending. It's really, really, it's not a good situation at all. But like, I feel also that I'm gonna close this political talk, but I wanna close it and round it off by saying that a lot of people are struggling all over the world. Like I feel like the more of us who are marginalized come together wherever we are, the stronger we will become. And I want to actually just throw this into our music scene, like between South Africa and America. We've consumed, a lot of American house music in South Africa. We still do, we consume
Very
music.
grateful for that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, we consume,
Yeah, very
actually,
grateful.
more in the past. We used to not have our own productions in South Africa, but that has we've seen the change, like through the years, that a lot of South African producers are now producing music and really doing it very well. Like you did a
Doing it
remix.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
You
good.
you did a
That's good.
remix
Well, I
for me.
remember when.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. You go ahead.
When South Africa first, I think it was '90s. I forgot, but when South Africa first really started like taking over, it was like everything was South African house music. It was it was the savior for Black American house music producers. Um, we needed that in a worse way at that time because when South Africa happened, we all got jobs. We were able to, go travel and go make some money and all of that.
Mm,
But before that, it was slowing down big time.
mm,
I remember clearly it was slowing down major.
mm,
And then South Africa happened. We all had jobs again, you know?
mm, mm,
So I know most guys I know love South Africa for that reason. Saved
mm,
house music
mm.
the way we knew it, saved it completely.
Wow.
America hip hop music, rock and pop music are pretty much, you know, the dominant music. Most people that listen to house music here in America are small pockets of clubs, and
Mm,
and it's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not like it is in South Africa. In South Africa, you can make a living just doing
yeah,
soulful house music alone.
yeah.
Here in
True.
America, you cannot.
Mm, yeah.
You cannot, brother. A lot of my friends, they got secular jobs because they
Mm,
have to make money,
mm.
so they have to work.
I mean, I wanted to ask you about the money too, because being in a scene like that, how do you survive in that scene?
I I'm grandfathered in this thing. I've been around for over 30 years, so my catalog is long, and I get uh, my writers when I write. I have publishing,
Mm,
so I get paid like that. But um, it's tough, man, because if you don't have that catalog,
mm,
you got to really rely on gigs,
mm,
DJs and performances and stuff.
mm.
But everybody is trying to penny pinch, so they'll say, "Well, I'll give you a couple of $100. I give I give you $300 to play all night long." So it's declining, especially here in America. It's declining like that.
Mm.
But with a lot of prayer, and my mother prays for me every night, my mother-in-law, and I believe that her prayers work. And I can't explain why I don't have to go get a job because I'm not rich. I
Mm.
don't know why God has got me, married, and I'm living in with a family that's tight, and everybody's together, everybody's happy right now.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, man. All I can say is God is good, and I'm grateful
Man.
because I didn't deserve that. I didn't earn this blessing, but here I am.
Mm. Mm. And none of us do, man. None of us deserve anything. For a matter of fact, it's really like
Yeah,
amazing. Like I usually speak to some musicians, friends of mine. Sometimes, when you don't have any money and you just get that one royalty check coming in, as if they knew you were broke. Like they're just like, oh
you know
yes.
when your followers, man, when they hear your music on a radio or they see your video or something, they immediately think that you are rich. And the reason why they think you're rich, because on that same radio station, they played Jay-Z,
Mm,
they played Beyonce.
mm,
Now they playing Sir LSG.
mm,
You must be rich. You got money. You got money. But what they don't understand
mm.
is a lot of radio. They ask for one radio station asked me for $45,000 to play a song for 20 minutes that week. That means I got like so many plays that week to add up to about 20 minutes for 45,000.
Oh my goodness.
So no, we don't have money, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm,
we we are out here really pushing the envelope, trying to make it happen.
mm.
But it's a labor of love, man. It's
Yeah.
it's not like I'm out here dying.
Yeah, sure.
I love what I do. I'm blessed with a gift, and I'm using it.
You were in before actually like I talk about you being in South Africa. I want to ask you about another difficult moment. When you found out. I don't even know how you found out, but like you found out that you've been getting robbed by your partner from Blaze, and you were
Yeah.
losing. You had not been getting publishing money, and you were writing so many songs, so many hit songs, for that fact. Um, I just want to know, man, like how have you dealt with it? Like how long did it take you to really come back again?
Well, that was in 2010. It's 2020. We're approaching 2021, and I'm still healing.
Hmm.
I learned that recently, but I'm still affected by that because it's just rough to deal with that great of a loss. And what I didn't realize was I never grieved the loss of a friendship. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I've always been focused on, wow, he ripped me off.
mm,
Wow, how much money that was? Wow,
mm,
this, that, and the other. But
mm,
I never thought about, wow, I lost my best friend. I
mm,
lost my brother. It's like a death.
mm,
And just recently, man, I'm starting to choke up talking to you because I never realized that I did not grieve. And so
mm,
I feel like I'm still healing. I'm still not quite over it.
mm.
We're talking about the best man at my wedding. And I
Damn.
still, after all of that, I still love him.
Mm.
I still love him and I forgive him. And I think he's an awesome dude.
Bruh, like I don't know how you do it. I mean, like you are.
Man, like I said to you, man, I come from a praying family and I'm just not raised to continue that kind of hatred. I
Mm,
did hate, I'll be honest with you. I totally hated,
mm,
but I can't continue to write the songs that I write hating
mm,
somebody like that.
mm,
You know what I mean? So I had to forgive and move
mm,
on.
mm.
So it's still a challenge, but I'm doing it, man. I'm out here rocking.
Man, I'm so glad that you are, man. Cause like I said, the stuff that you've written on Honeycomb, on Elements of Life, which we'll talk about soon, that kind of well thought writing. Like you said, we don't find that easily, especially within our scene of soulful house music. It's kind of like party, party, party. I wanna go party. I
It's
wanna go
beat
party.
driven,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. It's
But
like the
like,
DJ driven, that bass, that is that.
yeah.
But what gives, and I believe what gives good songs longevity is the lyrics. The
Mm,
beat is dope. We know the beat's gonna rock. But
yeah.
if you're gonna sing that 20 years from now, if you're still singing, a Stevie Wonder record, which we know Stevie
Mm,
is the king,
yeah.
um, I think lyrics, man, have a big play a big role in successful music, and
Mm,
that's all I want to do is successful music.
mm.
I'm interested in the house and the club and all, but I really want I want Honeycomb's brand to last 50 years from now. I still want people to listen to it.
Mm, mm. And I remember like in one of the one interview that I saw of you, you were mentioning how you had to now start again learning the music business and really learning how to do music contracts, learning all of the legalities with regards to music. I mean, many South African legendary artists in the past, like people who would have a Michael Jackson status here at home, in terms of catalog, they were dying poor. We were getting asked
brother.
money to bury those kind of artists.
Yo, man, that is still happening. That happens. That's the music business, man.
Mm,
That is truly a trait of the music business. And the reason is artists, and if you're watching, brothers and sisters, and you're an artist and you're a singer, just understand that your singing is probably beautiful. Your DJing or you're playing the piano or guitar or whatever, it's probably amazing. But the music business is not just the music, it's business.
mm,
So if you don't know business, you're going to lose.
mm,
If we were just talking music and you and me was on my piano right now, great, you're probably awesome. But man, if we're talking about putting out some music on vinyl or we're talking about a digital release and you don't know anything about a percentage, you don't know how much you're supposed to get, when you're supposed to get paid, you don't know any of that,
mm,
you lost. You lost. So don't get in this if you just happy about doing music. Because like me, you will get burned
mm,
and it will hurt. Some people don't make it after that. Some people lose their mind and
mm,
end up on drugs real bad, because they
mm,
can't, it's a lot to deal with. You birthed some music and somebody just stole it from you
mm,
and exploited it. Something you came up with.
mm,
That's going to happen if you don't know this business.
mm.
So get accustomed to it. I got a book by Donald Passman. Donald Passman. The name of the book is this business of music or the music. Yeah, this business of music by Donald Passman.
Mm.
That'll help you.
Sure. Yeah. Thank for recommending that. There's another book
Yeah, yeah.
in a South African context. It's called South African Music Law and Contracts by Nick Matsukas. I think
Nick, what's his name?
Nick Matsukas. He's South African. If you are in SA, I think you can get it at the Academy of Sound Engineering. It's a book that I learned, when I was in college, and it's really amazing because it does break down a lot of legalities with regards to contracts, music contracts. And I think people can check.
Please send me that information.
I'll send you the
I'm
link.
interested, man.
I'll send you the link
And
definitely.
see, and that's another thing. Artists that are watching this, if you see how I'm interested to know what this guy's talking about, because the music industry is once you get the studio game down, that's cool, that's great, that we all love that.
Mm,
However, it's better to get your business game on.
mm,
Get to know what these people are talking about, these percentages and these things, because your studio game will always be tight because
mm,
you love it. But
mm,
this is business. This is about dollars and cents. So
mm,
get your money. Don't just do good music because you like doing good music. This is money we're talking
mm.
about.
True, true.
Good money.
Yeah.
So don't
and
lose.
and in addition, even if you are teaching yourself and learning from all of these books, still get a lawyer. Get a lawyer to look after the contracts, look over your contracts. You're not a lawyer. You won't understand the domiciling and whatnot. Get a lawyer, get somebody to have a look. At least you have your own understanding of the thing. And
That's very profound, man. What you just said, because um, if you are an artist and you really don't know this music industry, you don't know, then you don't want to act like you know and you don't know.
mm,
All you have to do, brothers, sisters, is find somebody that knows. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just ask someone that's been doing this longer than you. I'm
mm,
sure you can find anybody. If you can't, send me a note on Facebook. I'll refer you to somebody that can help you.
for sure, for sure. You can send that note to me too. And I wanna get back to the issue of writing good songs. You've got a golden magic book of some of the best songs that you've written, right?
Yes,
What's on
I
there?
keep. I collect journals, so
Yeah,
I like to write. My songs in these journals. So
yeah,
I think a writer writes, and
yeah.
he has tools in my journal and my pen. I have a little a tattoo on my hand. It's an ampersand, but it's just my thought on being my what is it my I want to be a great writer. I aspire to be a great writer, and this is just one other tool, one of my little things. I love it.
Yeah.
Writer.
But you said that in that book, it's not just any songs that go in there. What are some of the songs that are in the Golden Magic book?
Are you talking about the Gold book?
The Gold book, yeah,
It's a book. One of my books.
yeah.
Most of the jams in there have the bigger records. I don't know why that is. So it's true. Yeah. What the other jams in that book might be I wish is in that book.
Mm.
Wish wish what's the other jam I did for Dawn? For me? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you.
Oh. But most of the records that have done well for Honeycomb, they're in this book. It has a gold like a gold leaf
Yeah, that,
on the cover. It looks like a gold book.
that's why I call it the Golden Book of Magic songs. I mean, your body has to be there. Like your
It's
body.
in there.
It,
It's a coincidence.
Wait,
The book is not
but
magic. It's just a total
the
coincidence.
book is magic, my brother. I'm telling you. If you want to
I
make
have
a
to
hit
write every
song,
song
right?
in my book.
I was about to ask you, do you write in that book before recording, or after the song is big, you're like, okay, this is going into this golden book?
At the same time, I write, I write and perform at the same time, man. That's crazy.
Cool, cool.
The golden book.
The golden book of magic. Tell
I'm gonna
me,
take a picture of that book and send it to you.
please do, please do. Actually, please do, because I wanna show it to people now.
You got it.
Yeah. Tell me about the you meeting up with Louis and the Elements of Life.
That was it was something that happened over 30 years ago, man.
Damn.
So, Louis and Kenny Dope, they had the Masters at Work New Eurekan Soul brand.
Yes.
And they were hot, man. They were killing it, man.
Yeah.
The Masters at Work was destroying the dance floors all over the world at that time.
But tell me about that
And Louis
era
called.
in America. Like, sorry to cut you off. I wanted to just
Yeah.
get the sense of Masters at Work, because in SA we did get the stuff too, but I don't think we got the sense of how big Masters at Work were in America, even with major labels.
See, in the States, we were dealing with hip hop and those kinds of street sounds. Well, Louis and Kenny, Kenny is a hip hop guy.
Mm.
And with his drum programming, it was house, but it had a little edge to it. Like it was like a hip hop house kind of thing.
Mm.
The sounds that he used were the same sounds they used in hip hop, but it was house. And it gave that sound that they had a hard, real street edge to it, man. And it took over America. It totally took over all of the clubs.
Damn.
You couldn't go to a club without hearing Masters at Work. Kenny Dope's programming. It's crazy. You know that song, "You Can Do It, Baby"?
Yeah.
George Benson?
Yeah.
Man, that changed everything. Changed everything.
Yo.
Those guys are always will have that title of changing the scene.
Man.
But I forgot what I was talking about.
No. I'll get you back there. I was saying, I really hope that one of the good days, I'll get either both of them on the show, at least Louis, because he comes here often. But we were getting to how you met with Louis and
Oh,
Masters at Work.
right. So,
Yeah.
at that time, like I said, they were killing it. And Louis's wife, Anane, was pregnant. And Louis called and said, I want you guys, me and Kevin at the time, to write a song for this track that I have. But I'm not a lyric guy. I need you guys to write it. So I took the song and wrote Elements of Life.
Oh, damn.
And that song became a song that I still perform to this day. So me and Louis' relationship blossomed from that point on. And we still work together,
And
I worked with Kenny Dope also. Kenny and I did a jam, Stay With Me.
Stay With Me, Don't Go Away.
If you notice on that record, take a listen to that record. The drum programming is all samples.
Mm.
Whereas you may use a kick drum sound,
Yes. Yeah.
but it's not necessarily a sample. It's
Mm.
just the sound that they had in the program or whatever. But that's what makes Kenny's music so different because he samples well. It's not, I'm not a sample guy,
Yeah.
but he
He,
kills it.
he does. He definitely does. But I want to ask you about the writing now when you're working with elements of life as a group, and when you're leading up the vocals. What is the writing process between like you guys? Because it's always, even if it's you doing the lead vocal, like I Dream a
Hmm.
World, you still have the female backing singers, like
Yeah, Lisa
Lisa
Fisher, Cindy
Fisher.
Mizell.
Yeah, yeah. Do you guys do it together? Like, how does that work?
We do it in parts. So
Mm.
what happens is um, Louis will get together with either myself or Axel Tosca.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Axel?
The,
Axel
key,
Tosca?
the keyboardist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get together with Axel, and those two will come up with a track. Just be a rough idea, a little beat, some keys.
Mm.
And Louis will send that song to me and say, "Man, this is the jam. This I want you. Can you write about this? Can you write about that? Can you talk about this?" And I'll take his ideas and do what I do, and I'll send it back to him. He will then take that song and bring in other musicians and produce it and add other vocalists. So sometimes Lisa Fisher will come to the studio and she'll have an idea, all of those little things you hear in the background,
Yeah, yeah.
and she's adding to the meal. And man, Louis cooks it up and serves it, brother. Serves it well.
Damn. Man, like it's so amazing, and I really like the my music. I do it with my music. Ralph Gam does it too. To have so many, like a couple of people on it, like, so it's not just
Yeah.
my own ideas. The idea could be mine. The foundation maybe at least could be mine, but definitely I'm not doing 50% of the playing. You know what I mean? Like, there's be
But
somebody
but
who's,
but you don't have to. So
yeah,
long as if you are the captain of the ship, you're not necessarily the guy that puts the oil in the tank, but we need that guy, right?
yeah.
So, everybody has their role, man. And if you're the captain, hats off to you, man, because your music is awesome.
Thank you so
And
much.
and everybody that works in your team, they're doing a great job because I love you what you do.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm honored
Yeah.
because I was even more honored to have you remix one of my songs, Sandcastle, featuring
That was a
Ayana
great.
G.
I like that record, man.
Thank
What
you,
was the
bro.
name of that jam again?
Sandcastle.
Sandcastle.
Yeah,
Sandcastle.
Sandcastle. Yeah. And
That was a jam.
it was definitely. I mean, I still jam my own music, but I wanna ask you about you and production, right? Because not only, bro, like not only are you dope as a writer, but like on the production too, the stuff that you've been releasing on Honeycomb. Like, I wanna know, right? Like, are there other people in terms of producers that you look up to, that you listen to a lot?
Yes, but not. There are other genres. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a cat I'm into right now. Yeah, he calls himself Thundercat.
Yeah, I know Thunder, the bassist, right?
Yes, sir. That's the
Amazing,
one.
amazing.
And I'm liking his playfulness in the music,
Mm-hmm.
his imagination. He's not afraid to take any chances. He will change the tempo right in the middle of the song.
Yeah.
No problem. And I like that kind of musical freedom moving forward. I've always been very formulaic in my production, but I want to be. It's going to be tough for a lot of people to accept this change, but I cannot, live in a box, man. I gotta do what I can do, and I can do more than one sound.
Mm.
So I'm gonna just do everything, man. Get it all out the way.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I wanted to ask you actually about this Josh Milan as a band, because I know in Feb you were performing on a cruise. How was that? Was that your band, or were you part of someone else's band?
Oh, the Jazz Cruise?
Yeah, yeah.
The Jazz Cruise, Capital Jazz has a Capital Jazz, yeah. They have a yearly cruise that they do. Very established, very together. They really don't need me, but I was blessed because they were, when they booked me, man, they were already sold out. So
Damn.
they didn't need another artist. One of their staff wanted me
Mm.
to be a part of it. So I was so blessed, man, because when I got over there and I learned that these R&B smooth jazz people actually like house music.
Mm.
There was a house music DJ on that boat. Everybody was dancing, man. It was awesome.
Mm.
But I've learned that everybody just doesn't know.
Mm.
So what I'm going to do is do what I've been doing, what you know me to do, but I'm adding live instrumentation because they know live instrumentation.
Mm.
The rest of the world, they know live instrumentation. They don't know the culture of a 909 kick drum.
Yeah.
It sounds a little too juvenile for some of them.
Yeah.
And I'm getting older, and I would like to perform more with a live band, not just track dates.
Mm.
I can't do track dates at this age. I need to I need to just go ahead
Yeah.
and do my live band. And I have a great band, man. Dawn Tallman
Mm-hmm.
sings with me often.
Amazing, amazing singer.
Um, yeah, and a couple of musicians, Nixon Rosenberg out of London, and Paul Jones, drummer. So it's just four of us right now,
Mm.
and we have a great time. We're adding two horn players from London
Nice.
to the group. So we're growing as I grow. We're growing, and it's
Mm.
it's feeling good, man.
Yeah. Uh,
Everything is on my own terms. I'm cool.
Bruh, I can't wait to see that. Because you were planning another thing that involved like artists like Omar. Um, how was that
Yes, my birthday
happening?
party.
Your birthday party, right? Which was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's supposed to be tomorrow.
Oh, damn. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. This COVID, bruh.
supposed to be tomorrow. My birthday was 2 weeks. My birthday was the ninth.
Yes, yes.
My actual day was the ninth. Yes, but the party is supposed to be tomorrow in Greece.
Man.
Omar, Ant Fiddler, Louis Vega, Jihad Muhammad, a couple of great artists, man. But
Damn.
all this is going to do is allow me to do it even bigger
Mm,
next
mm,
year.
for sure. I can't wait for that because I mean, just so you know, um, the thing that you spoke about with regards to live, on the 16th of June last week Tuesday, I played a performance that I did with my band in 2017, and we were promoting my album Moving Circles, and a lot of people kind of missed.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. A lot of people in SA missed the live performance in 2017, even though the album got really really good support and traction. But I think
Mm.
I've decided to really take that on tour, and make it a thing. Now I'm planning ahead for next year to see where else could I take such a band, because I've been thinking to myself, how else can I go internationally without changing my sound, without necessarily playing more techie and making techie music. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've tried it, but it's just not working for me. So I think I'm gonna
You
keep
know,
doing what I wanna do. Yeah. Sorry, you're saying?
the best thing you could do is just do what you do, because anything else you'll be trying and you won't have it right.
Mm,
But if you do you, you can't get that wrong.
mm, damn.
And and if you do you, and I come to see you, I'll know. Okay, that's Sir LSG. What I just got was my man.
Mm.
But if you up there doing something that's really not you, then I'm confused now. Now, who are you?
Yeah.
What is your music? What is your sound? Because I'm confused.
Who is this
I
guy?
learned that early in my career, man. I was DJing one time, and I saw that the crowd was mostly young, white, college kind of kids. And I had about an hour's worth of techie kind of music. And a couple of them, they were dancing.
Mm.
But one of them said to me, you didn't play any Josh Milan music.
Yeah.
And I said, I didn't even know that you knew who Josh Milan was. And they said, we all came here to see you. I said, oh my God, bro. It was a lesson learned. I will
Yeah,
never do that again. It was
man.
terrible.
I know those very well. So I mean, I'm just putting it out there while you are planning your birthday party next year. There's a band in South Africa, you know, that plays similarly to what you do. Just saying,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, my band,
Turn me on to him, man.
and that's
Let me
me.
tell you something. When we did the party last year,
Yeah.
we had one guy there from South Africa. And I was shocked, man, because I'm like, I thought I had love in South Africa. Why don't I see my South African brothers? Maybe I didn't promote it. I'm not sure.
Mm.
But I am going to target the audience I have in South Africa and invite them to come, hang out with me in Greece, man, because let me tell you, bro, we have a great time.
Mm.
We own the beach for 4 days. And
Damn.
the sound system is impeccable.
Damn.
We're killing it.
Right. I
So
mean,
if I can invite some South Africans to come DJ, y'all got a couple of DJs out there that I love.
mm,
Um, that would be awesome, man. I would be into it.
man. I
Hit
mean,
me, Facebook. Hit me on Facebook. Uh, I'm capable to speak to anybody's agent,
mm,
and I'll speak to you, man, about cats that I should be talking to.
yeah. I mean, you can start with me, and then we can talk about other kids, and then we'll talk about other kids.
I walked into that, didn't I?
You
All
did, you did.
right, you got it. You
Yeah,
got it. You
yeah.
got it.
Cool,
We'll
cool.
make that happen.
Just talking about South Africa,
I
right?
set myself up, didn't I, brother?
um, one thing that I want to see though, like, I mean, the first time I saw you in SA, I think you were with Lisa Shaw. I don't know what you guys were
Yes.
doing, but it was an interview that I did. I'm working for, well, I used to work for a TV production company on a full time basis, and we did an interview with you guys. You
Oh,
also,
you were there? That was you?
yeah, I was there.
We did it outside?
That was the show that I used to direct the show. So yeah, but I was in studio. I
So
wasn't
when
at
we
the,
were there, you was with us?
no, I wasn't with you. I was
Oh, okay.
so when my team went to shoot you guys, we would then play the insert back in studio, and I was the director of the show.
Oh, wow, yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that, man. I remember we was outside
yeah,
singing in a
hotel.
driveway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you've been coming here as well with Elements of Life. You've been here for the Delicious Festival, which was amazing.
Yeah,
How was that
had a good
experience for
time.
you? Firstly, because I want to ask you about two experiences: that Delicious Festival with the live band, Elements of Life
Mhm.
in South Africa. Firstly, let's start with that one.
That was an amazing experience. I've been to South Africa quite a few times, and that delicious festival was one of the highlights. One of them, 'cause I had plenty of highlights. That
Mm,
was one of them because that was the first time I DJed to that large of a crowd, you
mm,
know, and I was playing a lot of exclusives that day, and it was raining, and people were still standing there, man. They were still just cheering me on. That gave me so much infinite joy, man.
mm.
And they smiling and dancing in the rain.
Yeah.
And the Delicious Festival was well organized. They took care of a lot of detail. They had it together. So I was
Mm,
very pleased to be on that and a part of that
mm.
whole thing. Um, I liked seeing all of the other acts. Like we met the Jacksons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I worked with Hugh before, Masekela,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
still an awesome thing to see him.
Yeah.
I saw him and he was beautiful as ever.
Mm. And
Um,
you sang his song.
but you,
You covered Louis covered his song. There been such a long
yes,
time coming, right? On that
yes,
Louis Vega
correct.
starring album. Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Sorry to cut you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was glad to be a part of that. That was awesome.
Mm,
Man, speaking of South Africa, man, I got a couple of brothers out there. They're gonna be annoyed because I'm not remembering everybody's names, but the Bang, Maestro,
yeah.
uh, brought me out to Vosloris, guy named Lox One,
Like
and
Swan,
another
right?
guy named Yeah, that's what it does. Zidane.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if you know him.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Um,
those are my brothers addicted to house, right?
you know, okay, okay, okay. So you know, what's that brother name? The other one is with them. I forgot his name. But anyway, that Vosloris trip
Mm,
changed the game for me, man, because Vosloris reminded me of where I'm from. I'm from, respectfully, I'm from the project. I'm from Brooklyn, where we didn't have a lot. You
mm,
know what I mean?
mm,
Brothers was really poor,
mm,
and these people tend to have a good time on a little bit. I was just playing music, man, and they was oh
yeah.
man, that oh I loved it, man. I
Mm,
loved it. Those the bang and locks. They took me to dinner, man, and the food was so good, man.
mm.
It was it was Boss Lawrence was all. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, yeah, Foslo, Foslo. You can just say Foslo.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh,
Uh, I, I
hold
think
on,
you.
brother.
Okay,
Hold that thought. Okay.
cool.
Hold on. I'm still not here. Hold on, hold on.
Let's do this.
Okay, you there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Can you
can.
see me?
I can see you. I can hear you.
Okay, cool. What just happened is my earphones died.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Cool. I figured. I figured. No worries. No, we can hear you
Yeah.
perfectly.
Okay, so
Cool.
what was the question
No,
again?
no. I was saying Fosloras. You can just call it Foslo.
I can just call it, what is it?
Foslo. Foslo. Foslo.
I think I better say false laws.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool too. If you prefer the full word, it's still a dope kasi in South Africa. The hood we call it amakasi. So it's a kasi. Um,
Ah,
I wanted to
okay.
actually talk about that because Louis comes here a lot, and actually, when I have him on the show, I have to actually ask him this question because I feel like artists like you and Louis, we support, like, the majority of your support is really in the underground, like in South Africa. Even though underground house music is kind of like commercial still in SA because it's on radio, it's everywhere, it's in bigger stages as well. But the core support, it's gigs like the one that you went to, Addicted to House in Fosloras. And we hardly see Louis and you guys like doing a lot of that, And I'm glad that Zidane and Lox One, the Addicted to House guys, brought you into SA, especially for that particular scene, because it's so raw and that's where the passion is, to be honest. Um,
Sometimes those kinds of situations, like sometimes you have parties that are not as, let's say, popular as maybe a bigger party with 10,000 people.
mm,
Some artists are accustomed to doing those big events,
mm,
but what they forget is the smaller events, they also support you.
mm,
And you need to visit them and give them love back. It's not going to cost you. And I love connecting with people that enjoy my music, man. I don't care where it is.
yeah,
And I don't mind going into a place that is probably less secure. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't mind that at all. I feel protected by God, and I love my people, so I'll go.
yeah,
But I do understand when other artists they don't want to go, they don't feel it's safe, and the money is probably not really
mm,
there.
mm,
They
mm,
probably don't have the budget.
mm,
But there's ways to work around that. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm,
We want to work, and they want us to work.
mm,
So we have to work together. We can't be so expensive all the
mm.
time. You know what I mean?
For sure, bro. Thank you for that.
Promoters
There's
are not making money like that.
true, true. Especially like guys like Zidane, and there's a couple of other guys who do similar events, either yearly or like twice a year type of thing, where we bring international DJs and artists. And it's very difficult for the promoters because they don't have any kind of sponsorships, money sponsorships from brands.
Right.
So it's
Like Maestro does a lot right out of his pocket.
mm, mm,
What I liked about him was his approach. He approached me and asked and was very, very transparent about everything.
mm,
This is how much I got. This is what I can afford. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. Blah, 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 blah.
mm,
And painted it really clearly. Promoters, they have to learn how to do that. I like this guy because he's young and he was talking straight. It
mm,
wasn't like, well, I'll get back to you.
mm.
Well, I'll think about it. Well, none of that. It was
Yeah,
right to the point.
sure.
Came with the money, bam, just like that.
And the gig was
That's how it
awesome,
should
right?
be.
Mm, mm,
Which is why I go to Bo Slorus in a minute,
sure.
anytime. Because I had such a great time. Ralph Gum was there. We tossed it up, man. We had a great time.
Yeah, I think the next time you come, we need to have you for a bit of a longer period, so you can also experience the other parts of the country. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. I love going to South Africa, man. The
Yeah,
food, the music, the vibe. It's cool.
we-
It's awesome.
we're gonna make it happen. Before we wrap up, I actually have a message for you from the guy you were speaking about now, Lox One. Let's check it out before we wrap up the conversation.
Okay.
Good morning, Lisejo, and your guest, the legend Josh Milan. This is Lox One, the other half of Addicted to House movement with my brother DJ Zidane. And where does one really begin, to talk about the relationship between Josh Milan and Addicted to House? And simply put, one can say, in the words of Notorious B.I.G., it was all a dream, boggling how we managed to get the invite to become successful and have Josh join the party. But I suspect that it has all to do with the kind of person that Josh Milan is, a gentleman, a very honest guy of humility. This was a guy who, throughout our negotiations, he treated us as an equal. He always expressed what he was feeling, and there was never a time where, you'd get a sense that you don't understand where this guy is coming from, or this guy, is being difficult or is being a prima donna. He never changed, he never moved the goalposts. The negotiations were always clear and very succinct, and I think he's quite a gentleman and quite a professional. I think from him, having had that relationship with him, beyond the music, he taught us what it means to be professionals. He taught us how to host individuals. He taught us a lot of things, whether directly or indirectly. But after he accepted our invite, we were better people and also better professionals, or should I say hosts, because of him. And for that, we'll forever be eternally grateful. And we wish him all the best in all his endeavors.
Cool. That was Lox One from Addicted to House. Um, just
I'm trying to figure out who was he talking about because it
yeah.
didn't sound like me.
He was
That
talking
brother.
about the gentleman that I'm talking to. But just
Hey,
yeah,
Lox,
man.
if you're watching this, I love you, brother, and I'm grateful, man. I miss you guys, and I had a great time when I was there. I didn't know you were going to do this beautiful message and try to get me emotional on it. So
So
thank you, brother.
cool, cool, brother. You're welcome. I just want to know, just in closing, Josh, what feels like is the next thing for you musically? What are we expecting for you to do next?
I'm so glad you asked that question. Musically, the next thing for me is finding a way to take my audience, the people that love what I've done so far. Hold on.
Cool,
Sorry.
cool.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. The people that I've attracted musically so far, I want to bring them with me into this new world that I'm going in.
Mm.
So I have to find a way to marry the house music, soulful lyric guy that we all know to this new guy with this funk and guitars and brass instruments and all of this stuff. I want the two to get married, and I got to bring my followers with me. That's going to be hard because I asked you in the beginning of the show, "Hey man, did you like the rap?" And you said, "No."
No, in a much polite way than you just said.
So I got to find a way to pull you in, and I got
Yeah.
to get something that people like you will still like and understand. You know what I mean? It's a challenge, but I'm excited about doing it because any artist cannot do the same thing for 30 years.
No,
That's,
nah,
that's ridiculous.
it is right.
30, I've been doing it for 30 years, man.
Damn, bro.
More than 30.
But I'm 32 years,
How,
just so you know. So I
how
was.
many fours to the floors can I do?
Sure. Then I got you. I got you. Mm. And
But I'm
when
grateful, man. I'm grateful for everything, man. I'm still doing it. I'm kicking. I'm not complaining.
bro, when can we expect this new work, new body of work?
I'm gonna start. Well, I'm talking to a guy named Patrick Gibbon from Mother Tongue Records. Patrick owns a situation that can help me do vinyl. So, me as an artist, I want to release my music on vinyl. And if you happen to purchase that vinyl, you'll also get the digital copy,
Cool,
but vinyl exclusively.
cool.
So it's a challenge. It's a risk I'm taking doing that.
Yeah,
But we're not making money at this anyway,
yeah.
so why
we
not?
might as well, right?
We might as well
100%.
do what we want, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
And our people
the
will
people
always
that
support us. You know what I mean?
say it again.
Our people will always support us. You know.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The Bible speaks about that, But God, the Bible says that something about something about those of us that have these talents, that our talents will make room for us, so we'll make money.
Mm,
We won't be, poor, homeless.
yeah.
We will, if we work at it,
Mm,
it'll happen. But you
mm,
gotta have that faith, man. You have to step out like that. My
mm.
wife told me about 10 years ago because I was working. I had a job at a church,
Oh yeah.
and it was getting to me, man. I was losing it, man. I was unraveling. I wasn't feeling like I was my own boss. And my wife said, "Yeah, you can quit, man." That was the beginning of Honeycomb Music right there, bro.
Mm.
It just freed me and it released me to. Man, I'm getting emotional talking to you. Get off my phone, son. Why you messing with me, man?
I have to
I have no time for
apologize.
this.
I have to
Anyway,
apologize. Yeah,
my wife said, "Do it, man," and I did it, and I'm here doing it for that
man.
reason, man.
I have to be grateful for your wife, and I'm not speaking just for me. You know, we the music that we've got in the past 10 years has been out of this world, and if I just think about what's coming next, it's really mind blowing to me. And I wanna close this by reading something that you wrote. You said, "I'm a stranger in a strange land, but somehow I feel connection to the sand. We all look like
Yeah.
family, right? And we share the same blood, we share the same needs. We are people of the sun. We come from different places, but yet here we are. We are one."
So I won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
man. That sounded beautiful, man. I want to know who wrote that.
You
That
want me to
sounded,
read?
man.
You
That
want me
sounded
to
like
read you
the
lyrics
answer
from the
right
body?
there.
My man, thank you so much. I'm humbled by your presence and doing this, you know, and just by your work as an artist. For somebody who's been doing it since I was 2 years old, and to
Man,
have.
why are you gonna insult me at the end of the
I'm
whole
not.
thing,
I'm
man?
not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm getting to this. I'm getting to this
I've been
because
doing
like.
this since you was 2 years old. You killed me, man.
But I just want to say that like to have somebody like that, like you, and who has the humility to still do an interview like this with someone like me, I'm really honored, because it just, for me, it's a story of humility. You are giving where you don't really have to give. You don't really have to be talking to this guy, but like you doing it with so much grace. And I think it's a message. It's the core message that I want to run with this show is just to show people how, no matter how good you may be as an artist, you can always be a nice person and be humble enough to help other people as you go.
You know what helps me, man? I'm very clear. I know you got to go. I'm gonna let you go.
No worries, no
But
worries.
I'm very clear that every song, man, every song I've ever written, every song I've ever sang, every chord I've ever played, I didn't come up with it. This was something given to me. You know what I mean? So I can't act like I'm so seriously awesome, because it's a gift. So I have to treat it as such, take care of it, and give it away when I have to, and share it with the world. I can't act too pious, and make people feel like they're less than me, because I'm just like y'all. I just happen to catch a gift in my hand, and that's the only difference.
True.
So we enjoy the gift together. I don't feel like I'm giving you something.
Yeah.
So that's what helps me with the whole humility, and because I do kind of feel like we are all together here. This is not me and you. This is us.
True.
So that's all it is, brother.
Man, if I can put humility aside just for a minute and just say, do you ever go like, man, I am badass, listen to this song? Like, I mean, like, do you ever give yourself props for the work that you do?
When I'm working on it.
Okay.
Sometimes when I'm working on a jam and I just write a line, I'm like, that was nice.
Sure.
But like I wrote, I don't mind saying, y'all know my heart, but I wrote the jam on my album. It's called Our Crown. What's it called? Our Crown? Our Crown, yeah. Anyway, the line is, I'll tell you what, you listen to it. It's the first verse. Probably the best verse I've ever written.
I need to hear the line from you, bro. And let's wrap it up nicely. I need to hear the line.
Please go listen, brother. and also, red, white, and blue. I say there's one line. I've been running for my life since 1865. And still, I'm out here dying to stay alive. And that means that, sure, Abraham Lincoln freed black people in 1865, but somehow I'm still getting killed. Y'all still killing me, and I'm free. So that's a great line. I love that line.
Yeah, it's deep. It takes me right into the political issue in South Africa as well. Just I've got Mandela on my wall as a boxer, depicted as an old man, but still fighting for the rights and lives of black people. And I think, man, all we can do is really fight. No matter the situation that we're in, whether it's through against racism, against marginalism, against corruption, all we can do for ourselves and the future generations is fight and not give in.
Brother, and that's a great way to close this conversation. That's you just made me want to go out and slap somebody. No, you're right. That's all we have. That's all we can do.
Sure. Thank you so much, bro. And to everyone who was watching this, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please comment and tag somebody who needs to see this. Please share the video, and let's all remember to stay creative. Peace out.
Thanks, man.